I've been offline for some time. It's been too long. And I came on because I'm getting back into recording, even though I've been recording content, just hadn't really been posting it or even editing it. And what I realized is I've been like in a little slump, feeling a little like a loser, like a failure, like everything is not working out the way I wanted it to. And in the midst of all that, I'm still deciding, still choosing to see the good, to see the positives and the negative, kind of to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's just what I wanted to say in the beginning of this video, is that if there's anybody who's going through this kind of period of bleh, I don't know another word of it, bleh, like just straight up, you don't know where you're going, what you're doing, or you're feeling lost and lonely, and you're doing the healing work and you're trying to change, you're creating the new habits, you're letting go of old things, but you feel like you're still isolated, you feel like you're still losing, you're still falling backwards. I want you to know that that's okay. That is totally okay. It's okay to feel that way. I think what's not okay, I know what's not okay, is sitting in it and saying like, this is who I am, this is what it's going to be, this is the cards I was dealt, and that's it. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're going to sit in the moment, feel it, and then figure out how to get out of it. For some of you, this is the point of the year, this halfway mark. You might look at it like how I look at the year. Just like a basketball game, we have these 4 quarters, and what we know, if we do look at basketball, which I don't really watch sports anymore, but once upon a time I did, and I loved it, the games are won in the second half. The games are won in the fourth quarter. Obviously, they could be lost then too. But what I know is that it doesn't really matter what the scoreboard said in the first and second quarter. What matters is the second half. It's what matters at the end of the game. And this year, like I said, we're at this halfway point. And what I would like for people to do is to sit back and say, what goals did I intend to achieve this year? What goals did I actually achieve that I put on that list? What goals did I not take so seriously? Take this moment, this halfway point, and say, how can I reset? How could I restart? How could I change? And I want to share some of the things that I've done over the last, few days since July hit and a little bit before June, to get out of my kind of funk that I was in, feeling like a lost and lonely individual, and feeling like the healing wasn't working, and like what I've been told was all wrong, and that God's not answering me, and that no one is really there for me. I felt like no one understands. And what I started to do as a woman is I started to get dressed more often. I started to paint my nails again. I started to do my hair again. Today I just have it in two French braids, but that's more than I was doing for a long time. I'm starting to take better care of my skin again, starting to put habits in place to be a healthier individual, starting to cook my food more and paying attention to how often I eat, paying attention to my sleeping habits. I've been tracking things a lot too lately in my journal. I don't have it on me, I'm looking at it, but in my journal, my little bullet type journal, and just tracking like how I'm eating, what agrees with my stomach, what doesn't. I pay attention to when I'm twisting my hair, because I have something called trichotillomania, and people with this, we compulsively pull out our hair or twist out our hair. Paying attention to when I have the strongest moments of doing that, and speaking life into myself. I started walking more and swimming, doing laps in the pool, and just really embracing life and loving life, and realizing that it's a blessing that I'm here, and every day that I spend hating myself or putting myself down is another day wasted, because we really don't have that much time on earth. I'm not saying that it's so minuscule, but we really don't know whether we're going to go today, tomorrow, or if it's going to be 3 decades from now, or 5, 10. But we know the statistics say that the majority of people may make it to at least maybe to 100. And for me, I'm 33 years old. And so I would rather invest the next 60, 70 years, if that's how long God calls me to live on this earth, loving and thriving and being the best version of myself versus putting myself down, versus being afraid of being seen, versus being afraid of speaking my mind. Because as I told you guys, I think the reason why I feel so isolated and confused and sad is because I'm not speaking my truth. I'm not showing up being me. I'm showing up being the version of myself that I constructed for other people to see. The people pleaser, the person who lets things slide, the person who, says she doesn't like certain things but really does, the person who even would change sometimes when she was around friends and morph into the people she was around. I forgot what you call that, but being that individual that just morphs into what people want, who wears these masks, and that is so fake. And who am I to come onto YouTube and teach people and say, be authentic, if I'm not showing up authentically? And that's why I'm speaking from how I feel at this moment, where I feel almost ashamed. That's why I even set this way with the camera to the side. It's obviously I felt a certain way. I feel ashamed and almost what is that called? And when you, I think it's called imposter syndrome, where you feel like, who am I to speak on this? But also I had to realize, yeah, who are you to speak on this? You've gone through these things. You've survived through these things. You've done things. You've healed from things. So you are the perfect individual to speak on it because you've experienced it. You've helped people through it. You've helped yourself through it. And so that's where I'm at this point in this journey where I'm documenting. I think that's what I've always wanted to do, documenting my life, documenting how I feel. And that's where this video came about, just raw, no thinking about it, just literally setting up the camera and grabbing my mic, sitting on the ground where I was at the moment. And that, I think, is the video, is that at this halfway point, no matter where you are, you could decide today to change the trajectory of your life. And I'm going to keep on documenting these things and sharing how I feel over the next 6 months, the second half of this year, and see where, we end up, see where you who are watching this ends up. Check back in with me, around December, and we could all tap in with each other and, see where we are after 6 months of the consistency. And so I challenge you to take up a few habits, whether it is making a mid-year vision board, like regrouping. So making a vision board or mood board using Pinterest or newspapers or books or things online. You can make a digital one. I have a digital vision board video. I can link that below too for you. You could do like a pin board. You could do something on your iPad drawing. There's so many ways to do a vision board, but do a mid-year check-in and see what goals do you still have, that you had in the beginning of this year. And those goals I wouldn't say make a plan, but at least create habits that will be in alignment with that goal. So if you want to get out of debt, then say, what habits am I going to instill to get to this goal? I'm going to save every week $25. So I'm going to save every week $200, whatever your thing is. I'm going to make sure that I pay off my debt. As soon as I get paid, I pay an extra whatever on my debt. I want this dream car. What do I need to do to be able to get to this dream car? I don't want to make it because every person is different, but I just know that if you could set those habits in place, it's even more beneficial than making the game plan. Because sometimes we put this plan together and the plan doesn't even work correctly. God put you on a whole different plan to get to that goal. But I know if you put those habits forth, I want to work out. So the thing is, every day I'm going at this time or around this time when I wake up, I'm going to go walk while I'm drinking a protein shake, or, I'm going to go hop in the pool and do laps, or I'm going to go to the gym after I go to work or when I'm on my break. So take 3 to 5 things that you want to work on, that you are going to do, that you want to upgrade yourself on or limit yourself on by the end of this year, and do it. Whether it's a digital detox where you're like, I'm only going to spend 30 minutes to an hour max on social media, where maybe it is you're going to watch more videos on YouTube that are a certain way. Maybe it's eliminating music that doesn't align with who you want to be. Whatever those things are, I'm challenging you. I'm asking you to think about them and to create a habit, start habits that align with them. And I know sooner or later, you will become that person. So for me, I'll share some of mine, or one of mine at least. It's to be able to get back into a state of like energy, because I don't have good energy. I'm in the state of like constantly being tired, constantly being sad and down, and I don't, this is not me. I'm the person who wakes up in the morning, is like, good morning world, how are you? And now I'm the person who people used to call to get that energy, like that juice from, and they're like, dude, you sound terrible. Like, people will tell me that. And I don't want to be this person anymore. I want to be the Lana that I was born to be. And that requires that I eat properly. That requires that I start walking even more, that I get sunlight, that I nourish my body, that I set boundaries. There's a lot of habits that are going to be put in place, or that have been put into place to be able to do that. Taking baths, spending time with myself, journaling, taking time to spend time with family or friends, because sometimes I will cocoon myself and not talk to anybody. So whatever that thing is for you, figure that out. Figure out whatever habit it is that you need to reduce, eliminate, or take on, and write it out. And I challenge you to look at these goals, look at these habits every single day. For me, I'm being very like specific. I have it written down, like I'm tracking my stuff, like, because at this point now I've lost the discipline of doing it. So now I'm being very rigid and strict in it. Like, for me, like, basically where I'm tracking it down to the T. You don't have to do all that. I'm just saying, get something together that works for you and do that. More play, having fun. I think some people, it's just, you're so like boring. Like, I don't even want to say, I don't know how to say it anyway. Like, you have no joy. And that can be me at sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I had to learn, like, play, Alana, color, watch movies, laugh, because that's one thing. I've always been goofy. I've been a goofy girl, and I'm trying to find that goofiness again. And so this video is like really just me being honest and raw with you who follow me, subscribe to me, who know me. This is the space I'm in, but I know this is not the space I'm going to be in 6 months from now. Probably not even a month from now. So I'll keep on, like I said, tapping in, regrouping, sharing as I go. Just thank you for all of you who support, watch, comment, check on me when you're able to. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate YouTube, because this YouTube changed me, and I know I haven't posted on here for over a month, but I didn't want to give when I wasn't in the right space. And now that I'm coming into the right space, I know that I will have more for you to be able to grab a hold of, to be encouraged by, to be able to make you think, in some cases, I'm sure, challenge your way of thinking. Yeah, so just thanks for bearing with me, and I'll see you in the next video. With all my love, Lana.